She came from Greece. She had a thirst for knowledge. She studied sculpture at St. Martin's College. That's where I thought her right.
Hello, here we are. This is Reminding You Why I Love Football, an award-winning podcast from Mundial magazine. As one of our regulars said in the Discord recently, how did this lot ever win an award?
Which one said that?
Knocker.
He said it.
What awards have you got, Darren?
Yeah. Come on, Darren.
Darren, if you're listening, what have you got?
Darren,
if you're listening, Darren.
Darren, you've been around.
Owen's here. He'd love to talk.
Well, here's a review from someone slightly more positive about our oeuvre, the Knocker. And this is from someone who's called themselves RYWYLF. It's not one of Elon Musk's kids, is it?
Very good.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's AI.
Are they old enough?
It's certainly not my mum this time.
Old enough. Imagine if Muskie was a fan.
I was about to say I'd love that, but would I?
I'd fucking rinse him.
Yeah.
I would.
What would you say?
No, I'd like rinse him for money.
Oh, yeah.
I'd make him...
God, yeah.
Because I'd make him think. I reckon I could do another number on him for a bit.
Yeah. Would we come out as pro-Trump for his millions and maybe billions?
What do you mean come out as?
Like, just be like... Well, subtly, just be like, yeah, he's all right, actually. I don't... He's got some good...
Because I'm pretty pro-Trump for banter reasons at the moment.
100%.
Yeah, I mean...
The pointing one
is ridiculous, but...
Where he's pointing like Seb at Hotel Mundial.
We have... She's never been to our rallies. We have the best rallies in history, the biggest. Why does he speak like that?
He thinks he said it was bigger than Martin Luther King, didn't he?
Look,
if you look at the picture, you can see there. You can see on the pictures. It's so much bigger. Look, I like Dr. Martin. He's a good guy. He's a terrific guy. Gordo, we love you.
We obviously do speak the day after. There's been a second assassination attempt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, sorry.
I've not even read up about this.
No, I didn't know it until this
Seb
morning.
said to me this morning, he went, I didn't know about it till I read the news this morning. I said, what do you think he was going to do, Seb? Fucking text you?
How else would you find out?
Yeah.
No,
Straight in from Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. As soon as I said it, I went...
Trumpy's been on the fucking bat phone to Seb again. Big dog.
Sebby, we're going to have to cancel our golf trip.
They're after me again.
They're coming
That
for
didn't
me.
show up
They'll
when I
never
looked
get
in
me.
non-league in the BBC Sports section.
Anyway, back to this review. As presumably one of the younger listeners and readers, the pod and the magazine, respectively, I don't like calling podcasts pod or pods.
No, I don't, but I do. I hear myself do it sometimes.
Yeah, but...
Try not to.
You just like to fit in. As presumably one of the younger listeners and readers, the podcast and the magazine, respectively, offer more of an education into why I should love football, rather than simply being reminded why. Having been a subscriber since I was 17, brackets, I've not long now turned 22.
Wow.
Worst year of my life. Mundial has been a central part into how I view football, but has also affirmed my view that led me to subscribe with my early paychecks. Good on you.
Wow.
Nice.
I remember the first issue I bought having Ronaldinho on the cover and have tried to secure the back issues to complete my collection, brackets, to minimal success ever since. There is some chance of trying to sell a full collection for 1,400 quid. Don't buy it of them.
Yeah.
The pod provides perfect insights into players and eras that I may not have experienced but have heard through my dad and granddad. Whether it be a beautifully described adventure in clubland or ins and outs, it all weaves into the perfect hour of nostalgia, education and football-themed escapism.
That's beautiful.
That's good, isn't it?
Really good.
They're getting
Proper
better.
beautiful.
They're getting
They
I
are getting
did,
better.
just the longevity of him being obviously a subscriber as well. But yeah, the fact that...
They're getting better. The day this podcast released is International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Do people from the West Country all just talk like pirates? Or are all pirates from the West Country?
Oh,
That is a fucking great question. Now,
that's like the if a tree falls.
I mean,
Well, there's a couple of pirates who used to own bloody Yeovil, wasn't there, Seb?
I mean, there has to be. Well, the home of the pirate is Cornwall, isn't it?
Is it?
In this country, I would argue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's doubting himself now. Look. He's questioned him and he's backed out pretty fast.
His eyes-
Yeah.
Dark.
Pirates of the Caribbean this week.
There's never been a good...
This week in St Ives. Oh, it doesn't look that fun there.
It annoys me that there's never been a good pirate TV show. Because I gave Black Sail... I watched all of Black Sails.
Ah, did you?
But it's just always a bit hammy. It's a bit amdram.
Yeah.
Some very You've either got like a pirate who talks like, Seb used to before he got received pronunciation at boarding school. And
beat it out of me. Beat the West Country accent out of me, they did.
Beat it out of him. The West Country accent came out of his body, formed into a little tractor, and just chugged its way back to the Somerset.
Christ.
What an image!
Such a.
But do you know the most successful pirate of all time?
Long John Silver.
Ooh, yeah, I mean,
Not technically a pirate, but
no. Blackbeard.
No. So the numero uno, I read this a few weeks ago and I remembered it and I thought I'd include it today because people would like to know. So Cheng Shi was a female Chinese pirate in the similar times, the Golden Age. She had been, or was it the Golden Age? Maybe it was a little bit later, but at one point commanded up to 80,000 pirates.
Whoa! Why has there not been a film about this?
Well, it's bloody Western fucking narrative, isn't it, Seb?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Get Johnny Depp out of retirement.
80,000.
No.
No.
He fucking ruined it. He ruined the chance
ruined
for
the
that.
I thought you liked Pirates of the Caribbean.
No,
No.
it's shit.
No, I
It's like he's Amdram it.
Yeah.
You based your whole look on him for about 4 years.
A while ago.
The Red Flag Fleet, they were called. The command of notorious pirate Xing Shi. It was in 1808. So yeah, the golden age of pirates. A little bit later than the golden age, maybe.
I mean, that is good, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. It's
Good honour.
No, but it's good to know. No, this is good to get some.
No, it is.
A little history lesson there, and on reminding you I love football. I like that.
Also, I'd like to say last week now, where are we? Thursday, that our friends at Adidas Spezial have launched Spezial F.C. Great launch campaign with Jürgen Klopp, who looks remarkable in all the
he
gear.
looks so good.
Kevin Cummins has shot it. Very good. So Gary, they've sent us some to wear. Me and Seb are in it here. Seb didn't order any for Tommy, which is fucking outrageous. Say what you want, big man. But I was away last week, and you were on the wheels of steel, and I've come back, and you're wearing it, and I'm wearing it, and Tommy's won something you've pulled out your bag that looks like it's been in there for 6 months.
We sent it.
You can defend yourself all you want, son. Anyway, it's very nice.
Nice.
It was officially launched for sale on Tuesday. This is I can never remember the names, but Gary and Mikey from Spezial, we should say, if it wasn't for this, is probably a little known fact in Mundial lore actually. If it wasn't from the early support of Gary and Mikey, which went both ways. I mean, we supported Spezial early, but we probably wouldn't have been able to go full time on Mundial because we did a couple of commercial jobs for them very early. We did a couple of newspapers. And then that progressed into us doing some more stuff with Adidas, who are our only client to launch with, not directly Spezial, but some other stuff. And then over the years, we did a fair bit, really. And it wouldn't have been out, but genuinely wouldn't have been out without their support at the beginning. We wouldn't have been able to take it full time because we needed a client. We needed a commercial client, really, to
backing,
to ensure we could go full time around just doing magazines. And that was them. And I messaged Gary last week and just said, "I'm great to see it's done so well." And this is it seems a no-brainer, Spezial FC, and I think they've waited for the right time. It would have been I think he said to me that they've built very, very slowly but have done it in the right way, and I would agree.
I think so, and I think the link with football has been there almost unofficially.
Well, if you see that there's fans all around the world do flags with the Spezial logo.
Yeah,
everywhere,
like all around the world, and and I think that's the fact that they're going to do it now, and obviously the roster of clubs at Adidas, it's going to be a very good way of doing something very good. Like the gear is always
but this is genuinely beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a lovely bit of kit. This is. I mean, it's it's an all black 3-stripe top.
The fit of the arms.
It's an all black 3-stripe top, which is like, route one of nostalgia for me. I remember having my first full 3-stripe non-football shirt. It was a black one with white. And that was like, when you can't afford a lot of clothes and you get something like that, it's like the absolute holy grail, right? You know what it's like when you've got when you've got loads of money when you're a teenager or your parents can't afford to be, and you finally start buying your own clothes and they are like fucking, I fucking love this. I love this. And it was, it wasn't just Adidas, but they were one of the. Thank you.
The
to
boots
them.
as well. Oh my God, the boots.
The boots are great.
Fuck me.
Yeah. Didn't send us any of them, did you? But
they were a bit snapped up.
No, the boots are great. So yeah. Thank you for that, and good luck with it all. I've got a little quiz. We're recording this 2 days after Jhon Jhon Duràn's wonder strike at Villa Park. As good a goal as you'll ever see. A stunning goal.
Emi Martínez's reaction.
Oh, God, yeah, but he knows what he's doing there.
Hey, goalkeepers union and all that.
Yeah, but there have been... Seb's just... So you should know, is Seb's just made himself laugh by miming Emi Martínez having his golden glove trophy as a penis in front of the...
Billions.
In front of the billions and also the Qatari.
It was...
Emir. Is that Emir the right word? I don't know.
Yeah, it was...
Just how much you laughed at yourself for doing that.
But he just does it at home all the time with like random stuff. Rebecca asked for a cucumber out the fridge. Seb like that. Pass me the milk, please, darling.
Every bottle of Budweiser.
Seb like that.
Pop it off, Rebecca.
Oh, it's really good. I might have to start doing it just for a laugh.
I think there have been 28 Colombians to have played in the Premier League. That's not the quiz. I've got the list of the top scoring Colombians in the Premier League here. Tommy won the last quiz. Do you know what? The first answer can be a buzzer, and then after that we'll give everyone a chance. So who is the top scoring Colombian in Premier League history?
Tommy. Espria.
Incorrect.
Hamilton Ricard.
Incorrect.
Oh!
Shit.
It was Juan Pablo Ángel.
Oh! He did score that many, did he?
44.
Of course.
God, he did.
44.
I didn't say because I didn't think he...
Okay, now you get a rollover. Who is number 2?
I
mean, it's not the guy I'm thinking
It's not
of.
Diaz already. God.
I'm going to have to rush you, Seb. I'm going to have to rush you.
Go on, Seb.
Well, it's obviously not, it isn't Hamilton Ricard, no.
Yes, it is.
Oh!
Yeah.
And I'm only giving you that because I don't know why you didn't try again.
Yeah. I did. Well,
If anyone gets this next
I
one...
saw Hamilton Ricard's debut, by the way.
Did
weirdly,
you?
At Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. I just randomly got the train when I was living in...
Fans of other clubs were pretty mean about him, were they? And they changed his surname to something derogatory.
Funny enough, I saw Juan Pablo Angel's debut at Man United as well.
Because my uncle's a Villa fan, I had a real soft spot for Juan Pablo Ángel.
Yeah.
Saw him play in the flesh a few times. Lovely.
Oh.
He was like a forefather of what's his name?
Aguero.
Falcao,
yeah.
Not as good, but very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar striker. Falcao.
better in the Premier League, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't realise that's 44 was pretty decent. Because
I have
44 in 175.
I have a love. Oh, okay.
He was signed for a lot of money, wasn't he? He was a big.
He was great. I had a great Villa football manager save with him. So
Hamilton Ricard second.
Yeah.
Third. Will any of you get third? You won't, will you? It's not a very good quiz, this, but
It's not. No.
Hugo Rodiella,
Oh, the Wigan fella.
Rodiella, fuck me.
29 goals, 154 games.
29.
Fourth on the list.
I think he went to Fulham, didn't he?
Fourth on the list, Luis Diaz,
Luis Diaz.
How many's he got?
19 in 7.
Did he?
Fifth,
Pretty
Jefferson
good,
Lerma,
Yeah.
Jefferson Lerma, yeah.
and joint fifth, Faustino Asprilla, 9.
Yeah, he didn't.
I don't remember. I'm
He scored a
too
couple of
young
them.
to remember him, really.
Yeah.
He was just at the sort of start of my...
Jhon Duràn has only scored 1 less than Asprilla.
How many's Falcao got? About 3,
Got 5.
5.
Did he?
Big Yerry Mina, 7. James Rodriguez, 6.
Oh, the
Forget
name's
about that
James.
the spell at Everton, don't you?
The name's... What's it? The name's James. James Bond.
Yeah. No, yeah.
The headline.
You can tell I've been off last week, and I would say maybe as not as much creative rigour had been applied to the script because there's a suggestion in the running order here. The notes for the hang on, let the listeners be the judge, Seb.
I have not. Yeah.
Let the listeners be the judge.
Taking a breath, breathing in.
Let the listeners
counting
be the
down.
judge. Suggestion. At first, I thought Tommy had suggested this. Then I thought, no, he wouldn't have suggested this about himself.
No.
Suggestion. This week, in 1963, David Seaman was born at Rotherham Hospital. Just under 10 miles away on the same day, Jarvis Cocker was born in Sheffield.
Wow. I don't care.
He can't get over it.
It's got me.
2 people born on the same day.
Yeah. 10 miles apart. Maybe mere hours apart.
We had so many discussions about this last week as well. You were very passionate.
I don't know
about
why.
this.
It really piqued my interest.
I like it.
Yeah.
So Seb's suggestion is
it was mainly for this as well.
that Tommy should sing a pulp song as David Seaman. Firstly, can you do David Seaman's accent?
It starts with the laugh. Wait, that's how you get it.
David Seaman. It's a little bit vague, but
That's pretty good.
That's
Could be a bit
pretty
deeper.
David Seaman.
No, that's too deep. You sound like a frog.
Yeah. So, no, that's pretty funny.
Your first one was all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
She came from.
Go on, you can do it.
She came from Greece. She had a thirst for knowledge. She studied sculpture at St Martin's College. That's where I caught her eye.
Very, very good.
Sing!
Very good. Very good. Also,
With a blank.
I can't believe you never mentioned this before, that you share a birthday with Liam Gallagher.
No, I've definitely mentioned it.
No, you
Maybe you haven't. Huh?
Definitely maybe.
Because I used to send him a tweet every year on a birthday saying, "Happy birthday, Liam! Just in case you fancy meeting up for a pint. It's my birthday," or something along those lines.
Did you?
Yeah, for a joke. Just 'cause I thought
It wasn't a joke, was it? What if he'd have
Well,
said
no,
yeah?
it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke. It
Wasn't a joke.
No.
Every joke has some truth in itself.
Yeah. Just in case he might turn. Because he's obviously
You
he does
sad
respond to
bastard.
some random fuckers, doesn't he?
You sad cunt.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he does.
yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed that. Even when I was like
Oh, I bet you are.
15, 16.
Yeah, it's
finding
big.
out that he was on the same day, it was like,
Well, I'm sure it was better then.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
One day.
And it never
Keep
did.
trying.
Keep trying.
Keep trying. Hey, God loves a trier.
Yeah.
Well, where do you go from there?
Nowhere.
Well, there you are. See, two great pairings.
Like a fine wine and cheese.
No, I was going to maybe talk about, it being O Phenomeno's birthday this week in football history, or, maybe that David Beckham made his Manchester United debut, but no.
No, we have heard Tommy sing Common People in a David Seaman accent. So.
We have.
I should have done lip gloss or something, shouldn't I? Should have
We
done an album
are
track.
4.9 on Apple, 5-star on Spotify. We got loads of positive
I know.
on Spotify.
600 odd now.
It's mental.
Might be over 700, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do listen.
But people do still keep asking, how do we leave a review on Spotify? Unfortunately, you can't. But you can leave a nice comment, which we can
I
make
think we should
public.
do a listener survey because, look, we know how many people listen and we know how many reviews we've got.
Yeah.
It's not close. So
Yeah.
No.
maybe do a little survey. I think I'm going to task you two actually with engaging with our audience a little bit better.
Yep. We'll do it. You heard it here first.
5-star on Spotify. This is reminding you why I love football. A part of the Acast Creator Network. Adventures in Clubland. Adventures in Clubland. I think our recent ones have been two of the best, and that would people have agreed.
Yeah.
Carlos Tevez and
Wesley Sneijder.
oh, of course, yeah, Wesley
Wesley
Sneijder.
Sneijder.
Very good.
Yeah, they were
I
very
listened to the Wesley Sneijder one on holiday, and I was like, "Fuck me." I left here thinking we'd butchered it.
No, it was very, as I've obviously listened to the last two as a fan.
We all thought it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I should. So I rang Seb last week from when I was away. He went, "Oh, hang on a minute. So what are you doing?" He said, "Just on my lunch break, watching the overlap. Just going to pause it." I said, "Hang on a minute." So
Can't believe he told you that.
Just being honest.
you've taken your lunch break to watch the overlap. Yeah, it helps me relax.
Yeah, stick to football helps me. It does help me relax. It's fun.
And it's also.
I know it's nonsense. It's not a lot.
And it's
of
also
nonsense,
the
isn't it?
title is a reminder to you as well, isn't it? What you should do.
Stick to football
Yeah.
always. Then, now, forever. Amen.
That'll be your first tattoo. That.
Yeah. I've stuck to football.
What?
Stuck to football.
In the same font.
Yeah.
With Sky Bet underneath.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gary Neville doing that.
Keno like that.
Keno does a terrible job of trying to hide his winks to Jamie Carragher or Ian Wright, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's having a lovely time of it, having a laugh. But you
Yeah,
can't.
but then, to
They
be
keep nicking our
honest,
content. But
I don't know if we mentioned it on here, I thought he was pretty irresponsible with his behaviour towards Daniel Sturridge on Sky a couple of weeks ago.
We both
where he's rolling his eyes. and
we
stuff.
both noticed the same thing. Yeah, I thought it was a bit out of order.
But then, I think he knows what he's doing as well, because there was a pile-on then on social.
Yeah.
Sturridge just being himself.
Yeah.
And by being himself with someone he used to play with, he got a fairly
Right.
decent interview out of Mo Salah, who never really gives interviews.
Yeah.
I think he's a great.
Were you still watching by then? You haven't fucking flushed your head down the bottom.
No, but
He was
it all
walking
comes
home
up
by
on
then.
Twitter. I watch it all on fucking YouTube.
You were walking home, weren't you?
No, I left. Fucking hell.
3-0 down back to town.
No,
Yeah.
I left at 92. I always
I know, yeah.
Anyway, so Seb heard someone say on a fan debate on
the overlap.
on the overlap,
Which actually was a lot better than it sounds, but
that an Everton fan said that Andrei Kanchelskis was their best ever Premier League signing. And I went, oh, fair enough. So we're going to talk about Andrei Kanchelskis at Everton. Kanchelskis was very much my type of footballer, despite the clubs he played for. So Kanchelskis was as I remember him, a fast, direct, combustible winger. I always seem to remember him doing brilliantly when it rained. Maybe it just always rained.
Yeah.
In the early 90s.
He was playing in bloody Manchester.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, what do you know then, Seb? What have you found out about this?
What have I found out? Well, Tommy, you spoke to your brothers, though, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Your elder brother would have been
You spoke to your
Pete.
older brother, yeah.
Is he the same age as me?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. 48,
So
47.
pretty much.
Because you would have heard about him, but not ever seen him, obviously.
So the Gooseman could be my dad. Not like is,
Goose Mansions.
but could.
More to come, I assume, as well.
What, you think you've got some other siblings?
I have a theory that I look like fucking none of them. All the other four all have blue eyes.
So where have you come from then?
Do you think I look like... You've seen pictures of my mum and dad.
You look like your mum.
Do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
But then a bit like your dad as well now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the eyes. It's just everyone else.
Remember, they told us not to tell him. They're going to do it for the live special, bring up his real parents. Like at the
like surprise, surprise.
like at the end of The Office.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is this the fucking Truman Show?
It'll be
is
it'll
the
be-
Truman Show.
Yeah, but it'll be Mark Machado and Vanessa Feltz. Anyway,
My brother saw him quite a lot. My brother said, very quick, strong, direct, perfect in a 4-4-2 with Giggs other side on the counter-attack. I saw him a few times, brilliant player, one of the quickest I've ever seen, absolutely rapid. So, I mean,
It's what
just what you
everyone's-
were saying, just...
but that version, I remember that version of Manchester United were quite a swashbuckling bunch.
That's the...
Yeah.
92, 93, 94. That is... Yeah.
Let's talk about Everton.
Well,
Sorry.
the move doesn't come along very easily, really, because...
Why did that? What was the fallout?
Kanchelskis had signed a new contract. There was rumours that he was going to leave, but then he signed a new contract. And Fergie, again, we'll come back to a lot. The Andrei Kanchelskis agent is, let's just say, he didn't help Andrei Kanchelskis as much as perhaps some agents would. He gets him a new contract.
Russian, was he?
He gets him a new contract. And then basically wants to just look for other deals or contract elsewhere. Still, even after he's just got a new contract, he's causing mischief. He threatens Martin Edwards in an office. It's quite well known. It's well
Because Seb's
documented.
discussed someone threatened the bloody conciliary.
And even
Lord Martin.
and there's rumours.
How fucking dare
There's
Who is
ru-
this fucking
They
chancer?
massacred my boy.
there's rumours. I mean, Kanchelskis doesn't play as much towards the end of the 94-95 season, and let's just say Ferguson's not convinced that he's as injured as he makes out, and scans don't show up particular injuries or what he's saying, and it seems to be...
Yeah, but we had that scan done for you once.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it didn't
true.
show up your yellow belly.
Fucking...
Didn't show it.
No.
Had to get a special MRI done.
Yeah.
And then
Found
you
it in
saw
the end, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yellow belly.
Yeah.
Glowing, wasn't it, in the end?
It's like a diseased river running through the middle.
Oh, God.
Like a radioactive river. Like a Blackpool sticker rock. Yeah.
Oh, God.
A radioactive river running through his middle.
Oh, it's
Like
giving me the
Homer
shivers.
Simpson's identical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's angling for a move. His agent's angling for a move. Ferguson's like, I can get shot of him. And because he is genuinely one of the best wingers in the Premier League, if not Europe at this stage. He's quick as fuck. He scores goals. He assists.
Well, he dropped Schmeichel for him, wouldn't he, in the Champions League?
Exactly.
He was that important.
So Everton are the club, but it's not a case that they put a bid in, but it's not as easy as that because there's sell-on fees from Shakhtar Donetsk, who the Man United originally bought him from. Then there's rumours of money owed to Shakhtar Donetsk, and the chairman who was allegedly, but a gangster in the mafia. There is all sorts of things swirling around. And Andrei Kanchelskis...
If you don't watch this podcast, you should know, for allegedly Seb puts his arms in the air like this. Like Alan Shearer's just scored a goal. Allegedly, mafia.
And it takes weeks. He misses the first 5 weeks of the season, Andrei Kanchelskis, because it takes ages to sort this out. Man United eventually put money in a Swiss bank account. Still, it doesn't necessarily go there. And what actually happens a couple of months later is and not necessarily because of this, but certainly gives you an idea of what this chairman, he gets killed in a car bomb attack with 5 people, the chairman of Shakhtar Donetsk.
Whoa.
Like just a couple of months after this transfer. And so there's a lot going on. There's a lot of nonsense and a lot of stuff that, Ferguson... Ferguson admits in his book he got given £40,000 in an envelope, which he took straight away to... as it was almost like from the agent, as almost a thank you. And Ferguson...
Not almost.
Well, it was, yeah.
It was a bung sub.
So Ferguson went straight to Maurice Watkins and gave him the money. Yeah. And we're like, what do we do here? Because this is...
Said, look,
not like Fergie.
Look, Maurice. Declare one every... And they went,
yeah.
One every 5.
So it is a really mucky business. This is old school football transfers. Kanchelskis goes there, unbelievably. Who's his first game against?
Manchester United.
Manchester United at home.
It'd be funny if you'd have said Oldham.
Yeah.
Big build-up. Well, it wasn't them, no.
Yeah. Well,
back to Old Trafford for his first game.
No, Goodison.
Oh, Goodison.
And let's just say Lee Sharp maybe had a word in his ear from Alex Ferguson, takes him out, and he does his collarbone and shoulder in. So Kanchelskis is out for a sustained period of time in his very first game.
What, wallops him out the game?
Yeah.
Sharpie.
Yeah. I mean, they were quite good mates, apparently.
Yeah.
At Manchester. I don't think it was any particular malice in it, but it was certainly...
Well, he broke his collarbone, Seb.
Well, yeah, but in the way that he fell, anyway. So it doesn't get off to a great start. It takes a long while to get going, but when he does get going, it really fucking gets going.
I thought he looked great in the Everton kit.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, he does.
The Danker one, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Danker sponsor, good kit.
So I thought the only person that we could speak to about this was...
We've got 2.
Well, I've got... Yeah. We got in touch with PJ Smith.
PJ Smith is
Evertonian, incredible person to follow on Twitter.
Writes brilliant spoken word stuff under the name Roy.
Roy, exactly. That's what you would.
What's his book called again?
Algorithm Party.
I've got to copy it over.
Yeah,
fucking
brilliant. It's brilliant.
Oh,
Roy.
Spoken wordsmith.
Roy is great. Yeah, he
amongst many other things, he's one of the main people behind Damien John Kelly House, and
good man.
He has done so much work with them and just playing football, and he's always playing football with them. They're going on bike rides, they're doing charity walks and stuff.
You went and jumped in the Mersey with them.
Well, that's the ones I went to jump in the Mersey with. Yeah. So, just a genuine good guy, but obviously a brilliant wordsmith. And
didn't they have to all come in and get you because you started trying to swim to Ireland?
No.
Seb was there anyway. Just happened to be the same day.
Yeah.
Just having me monthly swim in the Mersey.
So cold. I remember one of them said to me, "It will just feel like you've been stabbed all over your body," and I thought,
"Fuck,
this can't be. That's not going to be like that at all." And
but we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Down Seb Bados, it's 24 degrees all year round in your house.
Yeah, just
you have the heating on. You go on a call with Seb, middle of winter, shorts on, 24 degrees on. Rebecca, stick another coal on the fire.
But anyway, we've got him, and we've also got the great Lizz Brady, who is great, another great follow on Twitter, an Evertonian, and I think it's best for them to say, what impact Andrei Kanchelskis made at Everton.
Kanchelskis, yes. So we got him off United, didn't we? Which was a mad thing, because United, clearly the best team in the land in that era, and one of their best players was coming to us for whatever reason. All the rumours, the Russian Mafia and the gambling and all that shit, but we didn't care. We were getting a genuine superstar, and this was back in the days, wasn't it, where most of your squad was still like homegrown players, and the transfer took fucking ages, and we just won the cup. Spirits were fucking high. He really fucking arrived when he scored 2 against Liverpool at Anfield, and we were like, we've got one here. And he just carried that on all season, really, fucking dancing past defenders, down the right wing, cutting in, twatting it as hard as he could, and it'd usually go in off the keeper and or the post. I think he got about 16 goals, got us off our seats, and he fucking scored a hat-trick away to Sheffield Wednesday on the final day of the 95-96 season. It was a masterclass in attacking, wing play and centre-forward play. He was a fucking genius for us. Like, for 1 year, him and Limpar, Joe Royle got them playing, and he was unstoppable. And then I don't know what happened there, he just gave up. And I always remember him losing the ball near the centre circle and not really fucking bothered and chasing back. And Chris Waddle scored like a 40-yard lob and knocked us out the cup. And I don't think he played again after that. So it was fleeting, but it was fucking glorious.
The season that I started going more regularly to Goodison was the season that Kanchelskis was at the club. It was very obvious to me then, even as a young child, that he was great and we were shit. But he gave the fans and the crowd a lift when he picked the ball up and ran at defenders. It was obvious to me, as someone who wasn't as knowledgeable, obviously, as a young kid, but seeing the buzz of the crowd as we all stood up, not really being able to see anything over the heads of everyone, having to stand on my chair, my dad helping me onto the chair. Yeah, it was sort of the start of me realising that we would have cult heroes and have players who gave us that sort of reason to keep coming back, even when we were in really dark places.
So in short, it's very, very short. This is the perfect adventure in Clubland, because...
How long's he there for?
He's there for 2 years, but first year, 16 goals. And not, 16
Yeah,
goals.
when from, right? You told me this the other day.
94 to 96.
No, sorry. How long of the season was he in that 16 goals?
Yeah.
He was injured for the first half, right?
Pretty much the first half, and came in Christmas time. Scores 2 against Liverpool.
That's amazing as a winger, 16 goals.
Yeah, 16 goals, hat-trick on the last day of the season. And then it just stops working, and I think PJ mentions it in his note that obviously the nadir is he doesn't track back after Bradford beat Everton, and it just stopped working. But for those brief moments, it's a perfect adventure. It's flashes of brilliance for a few months, and real brilliance and world class. So he goes to Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Claudio Ranieri, right? Good judge of a footballer.
Hello again.
Calls him the best winger in the world.
Well,
it doesn't quite.
Claudio has talked some shit over the years.
No. But just to give you,
no, yeah.
The fee is around 6 to 8 million. It's not quite sure. Again, it gets a bit murky with Andrei wherever he goes. And I think he's admitted in more recent interviews that he made a mistake leaving Manchester United. He made a mistake leaving club so quickly. And
I remember the good times here, he said, about Everton. And in that first season, I scored the 16 goals and was top scorer. In the second season, there were financial problems and we couldn't buy the players that we wanted. The directors told me that they needed funds to buy new players. It was a good investment for the club to buy me for 5 million, sell me for 8 million. I would have liked to stay there because this is where my family was, living in Manchester. And my kids were born here. But this is football. This is life.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, this is the thing, because they were 5th in the second season at Christmas. They were doing all right, but it just sort of fell off a cliff a little bit. And again, if Everton had European football, then it might have helped out a little bit as well. But honestly, I think...
When he signed for Fiorentina, he was the most expensive Russian player.
Yeah. It
was one of the most expensive transfers in world football.
Yeah. It was a huge move. It doesn't quite work out for him at Fiorentina, and then he goes to Rangers, doesn't he? Where he famously, obviously, stands on the ball and does a salute, which was...
Yeah.
But I love what Liz said about, like, he basically lifted us up in terms of, like, she was a 10-year-old and she said, I didn't know Everton could have players like this.
So, yeah, exactly.
I didn't know I could see this at Goodison Park. Like, I go every week and I'm used to shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Point. And then you see someone who's just playing on a different level to everyone else.
Yeah.
When I think of Goodison Park, when I've been to watch United there, my favourite ground is an away fan, by the way.
Yeah.
But it reminds me a bit of the Gay Meadow when I used to go to Shrewsbury, in that, like, and obviously it's about tight. 5 times bigger than the Gay Meadow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so tight, you can actually see. It's not like you're watching a TV, I am far back in the Stratford at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
You can actually see and hear the play.
Yeah.
You can hear the grass and you can see how quick players are. I remember seeing Rashford there a couple of years ago and I was like, I didn't realise he was this quick.
Yeah. Well, when he gets fouled by Lee Sharp, he's almost ending up in the front row of that stand along the main stand at Everton. He's almost literally in the front row because he falls out that way.
Refused his chance to play at a World Cup as well. 1998 because of fallout with the coach.
Did he?
He was one of 14 players who'd signed a letter to.
Imagine missing out on your I
don't know how I could.
Yeah.
Like fair fucks. What was the reasoning? Do we know much about it? Or?
Well, I don't know, but it's like people talk about this with Keane, didn't they? Oh, how could you miss out on playing on a World Cup? But he'd already played in one. But suppose if you thought your working conditions weren't right, because that's what it is for them, it's their job.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
This is why I know.
I mean, I would.
So we played against an Everton supporters club, put together by the owner of. What's the pub?
The Horseshoe.
The Horseshoe.
Clerkenwell.
Which is a big Everton and Man City pub.
Yeah, it was quite close to our old.
Used to have a sign on the door. Yeah, it's an Everton and a Man City supporters pub. Used to have a sign on the door saying "No red shite on match days." Yeah. and then a delay, and then both times.
In London.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clerkenwell. Yeah, round the corner from the Copper Night office. He was not afraid to say
that's great.
Red shite on a number or whatever.
No, but we played against them, and it turned nasty. About halfway through. Yeah, as soon as we started beating them, it just got a bit nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Andrei Kanchelskis' son, who's a big boy.
Was he?
Big lad, yeah.
This is the best.
He decided to pick on our smallest player, Slim Charles, the cheese dog. Just loved playing football and a little left winger, but, not going to run around kicking people, just a lover of the game.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Kanchelskis Jr. just battered him. Did he? I thought, fucking right.
Yeah.
Right.
The main reason why we chose him.
Fucking, I'll see you out there.
I know you hate this, but you are Roy Keane in many ways.
And I just thought, I'm not having that. So I slightly overran one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't go studs up or anything. We were playing on 3G anyway. But I just fucking followed through and just booted his ankles. And he went up. And he was a big lad as well. I really put some momentum in it. Whack, like scythed his fucking legs. He went up over and landed in a heap, yeah.
Fucking class.
Pick on someone your own size, you can.
Did he retaliate? Did he
No,
get
he
up?
fucking,
Was he
like all bullies.
Yes, when it's done to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no need as well. Slim Charles was the lead, he crushed him up against the cage and fucking
Was he a good
flattened
player?
him.
Decent.
Kanchelskis Jr.?
Yeah.
Shite.
Yeah. Remember him just saying,
Useless.
huge shit. So
Looked like he'd been to a good school and played rugby.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he have a Scouse accent or Manc accent?
No, I can't remember.
Right.
It's hard to tell when it's just muffled screams.
Ow! Fucking hell!
Yeah, it wasn't that. No, he didn't sound like that. But anyway, Andrei Kanchelskis, Adventuring Club
Love
man.
that.
Nice one. We support this. We support this.
We support this now.
Why aren't you saying anything, Seb?
Sorry,
Have you stopped
Maybe
singing?
he does
No,
this
I
all the
suddenly read-
time.
He doesn't sing, so you got to sing it on your own.
No. We support these now.
We are supporting our latest issue, which we do periodically, and despite some people saying we don't like this extra sharing content across this, fucking give us a break.
Innit?
Fucking hell. Cover 1 of 4 is the Brothers Gallagher, wonderful Kevin Cummins shot. Cover line, Hey, Stay Young, Oasis Main Road, 96 revisited. Cover 2 is Goal Baggio, Roberto Baggio, a retrospective of shorts. Cover 3, and if this had been the only cover, I might say it'd be my favourite cover of all time, but this issue is so strong. They're 4 of the best covers we've ever done standalone, so to do them as a group... as someone said in the Discord, Mundial don't often miss. I'd remove the often. But this is one of my favourites. This is by System of Rosa. We asked them to... Well, I had an idea about them recreating goals as a fashion shoot, and they said, can we do goal celebrations? And we were like, yeah, but I mean, absolutely. And there's some great ones in there, but this is obviously this is Robbie Fowler. A tribute to Robbie Fowler. He's got some Pumas on and a red suit. So it's Robbie Fowler doing his famous...
Incredible.
I mean, that on the cover of a fucking magazine.
You wouldn't...
It's great.
You wouldn't get any other football magazine would do that.
No.
Not many magazines.
Not many magazines would do
These
it.
days.
It makes It's just everything I feel a magazine cover should be.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
why do you think the cover line is the second coming?
Because of
Why
God.
do you think
Because
it
of
is?
God. Fowler, God.
Yeah.
There you go. You thought it was a Stone Roses reference, didn't you? Just a reminder that Seb had a Stone Roses cover band at his wedding. And they played some Oasis as well.
No, the
And,
Oasis / Stone Roses cover band.
what are they called?
The Replicators.
Pardon?
That's what they were called, the Replicators.
You hired a band called the Replicators.
Yeah, so he
for your
did an hour.
wedding.
He did an hour of Stone Roses and an hour of Oasis.
And if you'd wanted an hour of Queen, would they have done that?
No, I don't. No. The Verve was because it was a toss up between the two. But Verve isn't very dancey, is it?
Yeah, but you didn't even drop in a bit of history or something at the end.
No. I put that on the playlist in between because they had an hour. It was a 3-hour shindig. Stone Roses first, DJ, get some drinks, and then Oasis, hands in the air.
How many drinks?
Some of the great videos. There's some great videos. My dad is. I've never seen him sweat so much.
How much of a say
Wait
did
there.
Rebecca have in that?
None.
No.
You've seen that.
Not
marriage.
true.
He got handed. As he came out the church, took his base loafers off and got handed.
Not base loafers, Clark's desert boots.
Got handed. You wore desert boots
Yeah, Clark's desert boots. Yeah,
to get married in.
leather ones. Yeah, leather ones.
And then came out and was handed his outfit change consisted of putting on some special green and white Yeovil covers gazelles.
No, handball Spezials. Get
Like that makes a difference.
yeah.
No, Owen. Fucking hell, don't be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
No.
Those are the two things I was allowed to. That's not true. The one thing I was allowed to have, carte blanche. Is that the word? I don't know, the phrase or whatever.
Yeah.
She said you can choose the music.
Okay, fair.
So
You've got a band called The Replicator.
yeah, and I'd seen them at a wedding previously, and I went, "Those are the ones for me." And they realised they do Stone Roses and Oasis.
That'll be me in 20 years.
right.
10, actually.
Yeah. Oh, hey, good.
And the fourth
Good wedge,
cover
Tommy, that's
is
all I'll say.
fourth cover is The Hand of God, and you may think, "Fucking hell, lads, come on!" But it's the only way we could cover The Hand of God again. There was a story we saw in a local paper that James saw actually, and it was of a guy who had taken a 35mm camera to. He did inadvertently go onto The Hand of God and had a picture of it from an angle that no one's ever seen before. These photos haven't been published. It's not that one. Didn't use it on the cover because then why would anyone need to buy it?
Good point.
So there's
It's an incredible story.
Inside Paradise Lost, On Holiday with The Hand of God. So 4 exceptional covers. Now, like the final product, what you see here is for you lot. It's for the people who buy it. It's for other people. The final product is not necessarily the validating bit. I don't think, for me anyway, the final product has always been for the end user, because I can't. The end user, that sounds an awful thing to say, but the reader, the subscriber, because we can't enjoy it like that.
No.
Even though there's been issues, maybe at some point in distant past, I might have worked less on because I was doing something else or whatever. You still can't enjoy it like that. I would love there to be a magazine I could enjoy, like people who. I've had magazines in the past that I've enjoyed.
Yes.
How people who get Mundial do now and what it means to them. But the bit I love is working on it
Yes.
and doing it, like doing those 4 covers with Al. And knowing that, and this isn't to take away from what anyone else has done, but I know, like, when I read those in 20 years,
Yeah.
I know I'll have done all the cover lines on that and gone and sat there and gone back and forth with Al and thinking about what fits. And it's just a nice thing to know.
That's what you'll think of when you see
And they really
the
do, by
process.
the way. This isn't just you just thought of the Paradise Lost and it's done. This is
But-
sometimes half an hour.
But it's just working on it. It's more than that. I mean,
Yeah.
Him and Alex. It's weeks. It's weeks and weeks and weeks.
Incredible people.
We'll change them.
Almatekis.
We'll change them a lot. Yeah, I mean, Al's obviously. I mean, but the whole team, as you know, it's everyone. Al, Sophie, James, Assad, Seb, Becky. I mean, I should give a shout out to Becky Dorr actually, who designs some of the stuff in Mundial. She also works elsewhere in the company, but this typeface, she's custom designed it for this issue.
Yes.
And she's called it the onion bag because it's the goals issue.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And I think it's exceptional. It's genuinely, when I saw it, I was like, wow.
It's
And yeah, so
fucking
that's a hand designed font, and I think it's probably worth saying now. And although we are preaching to the converted, you can use this on social if you want. That people saying 15 quid for a magazine. I mean, I saw a bloke who had as his profile picture a wall of records and trainers, and I thought, surely, like, I understand some fucking son reading bell end.
Yeah.
But you're a collector of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, this is what I don't always understand.
And you're going £15 for a magazine. It's like,
yeah.
how much work goes into this?
Well, yeah. And it's important we say it sometimes. And maybe people just think we do, not fart it out, but it comes easy to us.
I could
doesn't.
I could sit down and I could show you farted out magazines and take you through. I've done enough magazines now and I've done this for a long time.
Yeah.
To take you through and probably explain the decisions behind what's on every page and why they've done it like that. And I remember seeing another football magazine once, and they had incredible access. They had Mourinho on the cover, they had Rashford. But all they did all the way through was Q&As. But I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
It's because there's no blowback.
Right.
Because if the PR doesn't like something, it's just like take that answer out. So it's easy. So it's just like, we interviewed Mourinho for 10 minutes. Here's the questions and the answers laid out. It's a nice picture. That'll pull the wool over 60, 70% of people's eyes. Oh, it looks good. And there's a bit of a throwaway. But they don't love it.
Yeah.
They don't love it. And to create something that people love takes a lot of hard work and a lot of soul searching. Is a fucking stupid thing to say, but a lot of reflection and a lot of always trying to make it better. But only doing the best job you can with the resources available, because perfectionism's not a thing that exists.
No.
Not for me anyway. I think it's mental. I don't think there's any such thing, but you can be happy with it. But the point is, just working on a magazine is great fun. So we did. Baggio is the big feature. And we've talked about him on this pod before. I think one of the reasons I wanted to do, and we'd talked to Diodora actually, and there was maybe the chance of doing something in conjunction with them, which we have done before way back. Like we went to the factories and we interviewed him ages ago for an issue, but it was a very short interview. However, we decided to go ahead with it anyway because it was the goals issue. And I think the reason I wanted to do it is because there's a quote from a teammate of Baggio's at Fiorentina, which is about him having ice in his veins in front of goal. Now, obviously, as time goes on, people see Baggio as a bit more of a highlights reel on YouTube and stuff like that, and he's dribbling and passing and scoring goals, but don't actually realise he was one of those rare things of, I know this is a cliche, but people say, he wasn't a great goal scorer, he was a scorer of great goals. Well, he was both.
Yeah.
He's like 6th or 7th all-time top goal scorer in Serie A, but also scored goals that once you've seen them, you'll never forget them. The one for Brescia against Juventus, his one for Italy against Czechoslovakia.
Well, the one's doing the round at the moment, the Pirlo pass with the first touch.
Yeah,
the Brescia one.
Yeah, when he kills Van der Sar. I mean, that's
ridiculous.
That's his most famous, but some of the goals he scored the one he scored against Naples that James Campbell-Taylor writes about. So we've used a goal to talk about each period of his career, a goal or goals. Martino, who used to work at Copa 90 and now has got his own company, Mentalita, is that how I pronounce it?
Yeah, that's right.
Mentalita, with another mate of ours, Pricey. Martino is one of the most connected men in football, has great stories of all time. And he's done 3 or 4 of these. His Italy story is fantastic. They're all fantastic. They're all great. And then we got a couple of guest writers in to do. So Mike Gibbons did a piece on... I've been obsessed for ages with this game against PSG, or a two-legged semi-final against PSG in the UEFA Cup in the 90s, which is the only European trophy Baggio won, because he didn't play in the Champions League till he was quite old, because Milan fucking won the league all the time. And then he left Juventus, and then they started getting into the Champions League. But obviously, he did. It talks about... He's the ultimate artisan as a footballer. Reminds Italians of the old Italy. He's like a grandparent showing us he's being proud of his fruit, and it's a beautiful way of putting it.
Wow.
And, James Campbell-Taylor, who's a big fan of all things Viola, he wrote a piece about Fiorentina, and I wrote about Bologna, because I remember at the time it was like, I think I was saying the piece, you didn't really have time to mourn footballers in the 90s because there was other ones around all the time. Like now, it was big news, obviously, that Baggio was getting bombed out of clubs and falling out with coaches. But if you're only looking at Italian football once a week, and you're only really getting to see what they showed you, and then at the time Ince was there, so you couldn't really. There was no way of keeping up with the narrative of what was going on with Baggio unless you could read Italian. You weren't translating web pages in.
100%. No, absolutely. No.
You might have read a bit of World Soccer. You'd watch Football Italia, and that was it. That was as good as it got, really. So you didn't have time to mourn them, especially when new players like Ronaldo and Zidane and that were coming around. But I do remember vividly him popping up at Bologna and being like, oh wow, he's got rid of the ponytail. and he just had a fucking mental season to then go back to Inter and everything. But it's only now, I think, with the value of time, you realise how shabbily he was treated in an era of dictatorial Italian coaches, and some of the things they said about him, the way they treated him. And he said it himself when he retired. He was like, maybe they needed to be the big man and they couldn't cope with the fact that I didn't. But there's this his best performance, or his most notable performance for Bologna, was against Milan. Capello's Milan. Capello had bombed him out in Bologna in the Renato Dallara. He puts on an absolute clinic, and there's a video which is just called Baggio's Revenge, and it's 10 minutes, and it's pretty much every touch, good and bad. There's no stupid music. There's a bit of stupid music, but it's not like a supercut. It's just like every touch from the game. He gets whacked a lot, but in that game, he pops up as a 6, an 8, a 10, an 11, a 7, and a 9, and he's just brilliant in all of them. And his former teammates, Desai just keeps lumping him, hoping to kick him out the game. And you just see it. If you see these like Swaz reels now, it's all just amazing shit. Yeah. But in this, because it's every clip, you just see the joy he gets in taking little 5-yard passes and things like that. So I really enjoyed doing that one, but I really enjoyed putting it together.
I think people my age or younger will love hearing about Baggio.
And I don't think certainly no one's done what we've done before. Or certainly I can't remember, apart from maybe the odd boot interview or something like that. You don't read too much about him. Well, it
was only when I started working here when I realised how good. I knew he was a legend. I remember the game, the free kick game. Yeah. I remember my brother loving him, who's Owen's age, but he was on the very, very top table.
Oh, yeah. I mean, undoubtedly.
And then going and properly watching him back, like, fuck me.
Yeah, it's exceptional. And with the injuries, we've talked about that before. But then we were on a call on a Friday. And Seb was on holiday, and I didn't. Or he had some annual leave, and I didn't want to ring him to tell him. But we were sat. Oh, but I did tell you.
I was fevered up, wasn't I?
Oh, he was off with your Oasis Steve.
yeah.
But then I saw you. I went up to Surrey to drop something off to my brothers, and I went and had lunch with Seb, and I said, I'll look at this. I'm going to have to tell you. Anyway, we decided, and we got accused in our Discord of pandering to the masses by doing an Oasis cover by a guy called Dancing Jesus. And as I said in there, I'm not looking to start a party.
No, you did.
You dealt with it well.
I crucified him. Yeah. We got accused of pandering to the masses, which I thought was really unfair. And as discussed previously, that me and Seb had sort of lived through this. But it was like, should we do something? If we can get that amazing Kevin Cummins shot for the cover, which we could and did, and we can speak to enough people, we've got a week till we print. Al, are you going to allow it? And Al was like, oh yeah, fuck it. Because it was obviously going to put the most pressure on him if we took ages to get all the copy in. But we spoke to Brian, Brian Cannon, who designed all the sleeves, designed the Oasis logos, everything. I love Brian. I hadn't spoke to him for a bit. Brian, I think he's into 7 years off the booze now, and has just thrived. And Microdot goes from strength to strength, and he's in an amazing place. He's just shot all the artwork
so
for
good.
the new.
He grew up with my girlfriend's mum and dad.
Really?
Yeah, they used to when you said.
Is she a Wiganer?
Her mother is. Yeah, her
really?
mother's from Wigan. Yeah, so when they thought I was going to be interviewing him and Hattie might come, they're like, "Oh my God, we've not seen Brian in years."
Oh wow,
they're just saying he's like he's a lovely man,
great, aren't they? Yeah, as well. He's still a very accomplished photographer.
Yeah. No, I've had a look.
Jumping off the back of.
Who else did we speak to, Seb, for that?
People
might have read this by the time.
And who would you? We had to speak to Lee Sharp, didn't we?
Oh, we did.
Yeah. No, we did.
Seb tracked him down in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a.
No, Sharpie's closed down, didn't it?
Sharpie's closed. Yeah, but it was a bit random. But the reason you're thinking, why the fuck are you talking to Lee Sharp? He was a Man United player at the time, obviously. A couple of weeks before, Man United had beaten Man City 3-2. But Lee Sharp went along to the gig because he was a big Oasis fan. So,
Brian said to me, I didn't put it in the piece, but he said Gary Pallister got filled in outside.
Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah, I did ask Lee Sharp if he remembers that. Well,
I wouldn't fuck with Pally.
As the piece, I mean, again, worth. We got in touch with Peter Hooton from The Farm.
Yeah,
who was there?
No stranger to a stadium gig. I haven't done it with The Farm in Ellen Road earlier on in the 90s. But yeah, he is obviously a huge football fan, seen Liverpool home and away years and years, been to loads of grounds. He speaks about how the atmosphere was outside and how lively and edgy it was. A football stadium in the middle of Moss Side. But we spoke to him. We spoke to. I mean, everyone talks. We
spoke to the fella who was at Umbro, who was responsible for Liam wearing the drill top,
which we still talk about now. It's mental, isn't it? Drill top.
It's my older brother.
Yeah.
The whole tracksuit.
Yeah. It's bonkers. And then you.
Where could you? I've always wanted to know this. Where could you buy that from? That.
It was
just like JJB and stuff.
It was just a run of the mill Umbro drill top.
Yeah,
I thought
scene. It wasn't.
It wasn't special issue.
Yeah.
No. This
just the way he fucking wore it.
Yeah, loads of. I had
with a shirt underneath.
Yeah.
A shirt underneath.
I had one. I probably just fucking. Yeah. It's probably just in landfill somewhere. The one I had.
Yeah. Well, and when we did the
and they're great for playing football in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not very.
United
They're not very performance driven.
They're like rugby almost.
Amazing.
Like really.
They feel amazing because of the waist.
Yeah.
And they billow out a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel a bit continental when you're wearing it.
Yes.
You do.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And they've been back a few times, but I do love a drill top.
So good.
And we interviewed was Cheryl, the Man City fan.
Oh, so Cheryl McMahon. She was Cheryl's a friend. So I said to a mate of mine, "Do you know anyone who went?" And he was like, "Oh, speak to Cheryl." So Cheryl is, at the time, was working for Nike. She'd previously designed for Adidas equipment. She's worked for all sorts, but she was a City fan, and she'd been sort of watching the rise of Oasis from abroad, and not really because she was like, we only heard them on the radio. I had to get people to tell me. It was the same thing. Like she didn't realise how big they were, but she flew back in for the gig, met all her old mates who she went to City with. She used to be a junior blue and all that, and went to a pub in Russian that they used to go to before games, which isn't there anymore. And they all walked down to watch it, and it was just great talking to people about the fun of it.
Exactly, and it's obviously there's back and forth about the whole thing, and again, listening as a fan to what you guys were saying about the Oasis, the whole thing was amazing and chimed in me a lot, but listening to people who, the fun of it really cannot be.
It's really good. Listen to people talk about the best days of their life.
Exactly. This is the thing, isn't it? Exactly that. That's all you need to know. And again,
people's voices change, don't they?
It could have been a piece in a magazine that it was almost a bit template, but it wasn't. Honestly, it was a lot of fun to do against. It was actually fun trying to do against time. Because we had a week. I mean, before Alex killed us, essentially.
There is loads more in the mag. I mean, I've talked about the various covers there, and I'm going to get to Tommy in a second. If you listen to the podcast and don't buy the magazine, there's a piece in there from Andrew Martin, and I commissioned him to write about every type of goal that is scored on 5-a-side and 7-a-side. James has called him Dr. Andrew Martin here, and he's not really a doctor, but Andrew is a very funny writer and describes normal people in a way that is very familiar. So you should get it for that. There's artworks by Cassandra Constant. She's an artist who draws football matches by listening to them on the radio and draws them in pencil.
Amazing.
And they're exceptional. They're like fever dreams in pencil.
Wow.
And finally...
And a great and finally. This is the sort of thing you would see on the news.
It is.
Yeah. And finally.
And finallys aren't a thing as much anymore.
No,
they're not, are they?
The good at the end of awful news.
Yeah.
Cat up a tree. It's not done as much. It's not done as much anymore.
Here's a squirrel water skiing in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
No, don't go get clicks, does it?
Here's Seb at football ground number 950. Just walks to see Ava at uni every week. There's a new ground on the way.
950.
We'll go for the 1,000. You're like Ronaldo.
That'd be it.
What are you on again?
That 213. I don't even think I'll get 500.
No.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Yeah.
Well, so you're troughing that backlog down this morning.
Yeah.
He had a good life.
Shush.
He enjoyed his food. Enjoyed his drink.
Loved his footy. Yeah.
Anyway, and finally, this is.
And finally, we sent Tommy and Assad to Scotland. So we want people to read the feature. I was very jealous they couldn't go on this. And the first thing I'm going to say to everyone is Assad and Tommy went to Scotland, and one of the things they were told they had to do was go in the sea.
I wasn't told that at any point. But anyway, go on. Assad said, when we were driving back, the morning we were leaving, that had all been planned. He just said on that morning, goes, "Oh yeah, I think we're supposed to do something in the sea." I was like, "Are we?" It's news to me. So we did it, kind of.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't.
They didn't go in the sea.
We went,
but they went.
You went near it.
They went to Fraserburgh, which is known as the Broch, right?
Yes, yeah.
For those who don't know where it is, Where is it, Tom?
It's about an hour and a half north of Aberdeen.
How long did it take you and him to get there from Manchester?
So it's 400 miles.
Yeah.
Took with about, I don't know, 5 or 6 coffee breaks, a couple of petrol breaks, 7 hours.
5 or 6 stops?
Yeah, my bladder wants to have had a lot of coffee, and that I need a lot. With him yammering on, I need a lot of coffee to get through it.
No.
It's just, you know, when you're driving on the motorway for ages, like you just fucking, you can go into a trance, can't you?
Not me. Me and James Bird, just long drivers.
Oh, I love it. Hey, I love it. I love
6
long
breaks.
drive.
I did Norfolk there and back.
Straight.
Oh, no stops, yeah. Raw dogged it.
I blame the bladder. Blame
I hate that.
blame the bladder.
Oh, God.
Seb hates
Just
raw.
enjoy yourself. for
Seb
fuck's
Seb
sake.
hates raw dogging.
I
Yes.
think so. Well,
So 6-7 hours with Assad.
6-7 hours, yeah. But
That's
blame the
okay.
bladder and blame Assad's yammering on for me just needing a bit of peace every year.
Yeah. No.
What was the... Because people are going to read the piece, but what was the... tell us something that we wouldn't know from the piece, and like what did you get out of it?
This is as cliche as it comes, but that people are good. Like, and in a period of my life and in a time, I guess, globally and stuff, that where it was the same weekend where the race riots were going on. They weren't going on up there.
Oh, God, yeah.
So me and us, we didn't read any of it. We didn't know. All we saw was stuff on WhatsApp groups. But we didn't even. We were having such a good time, and people were being so fucking nice and joyful.
Well, isn't it great when you go to parts of the world that don't often get visited for when you tell them, oh, we're doing a travel story on it.
Oh.
They're fucking blown away.
Yeah. Well,
This place.
Yeah. The best thing was at the fried chicken shop on a Friday night.
Because
Half
some good
a
Scottish cuisine the lads had. Do you have any haggis? No. And fried chicken.
It was too late. It was too late for anywhere else. So I googled like
Iron Brew.
the best rating of anywhere that's
I know,
open
it's
right
part-
now.
is it-
And it was this fried chicken shop, and there was like.
Was it good?
It was all right. Yeah, it was pretty good. There was loads of kids in there, about 10 or 12 kids in trackies and all that. As
And
do
you
when
walked
you're
in
15,
dressed like a
16.
tout.
Yeah.
And Assad like a university professor. Fucking hell. Are these two auditioning for the new Harry Potter?
Can you imagine, like in the middle of nowhere, just these two turning up, walking in?
Oh, they come to the open casting
But
call.
that was the thing. You'd think that, but that was the
No.
thing. None of that. Like, just like,
No, of course.
You know, just like, what are you doing here? Like, oh, sorry. Like, like you know, if you get in, people were just.
What did you tell them?
Right. We told them what we were doing, and people were excited, but not that. They didn't like treat us any differently or things like that. We interviewed Scott Barber, who's the club's top scorer ever, despite leaving for 3 years. Me and him still message on Instagram.
Oh, do you?
He wants to know not Instagram, Twitter. He wants the Oasis cover, by the way, because me and him had a conversation.
You can have it.
Me and him had a conversation just before the interview where we were discussing whether they would or wouldn't get back together.
Oh, wow.
And he messaged me about it saying, fucking buzzing, I'll have the fucking Oasis cover, mate.
Brilliant.
But yeah, it was wonderful.
It's a good issue.
Yeah.
Go and buy it. Subscribe. 15 quid for 3 months' work, and something you'll be able to keep forever as a work of art isn't really that much. And if you can't afford it, don't message us because we won't send you one.
Sorry.
We've got to keep fucking sebbing non-league away days.
Yeah, that's important.
Fucking hell. Return trips to Chichester don't pay for themselves.
We've got to get him to ground 1,000.
Yeah. Hoisting him up. Be like Henry VIII by that point in his life. Only be able to be manoeuvred around by a large pulley system.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
Being
Pulleys and levers.
being hoisted into Barrows Stadium for number 1,000.
It's fucking funny. I'm having it. It's funny. I can't. I got no comebacks. Good.
All right, I'm Charlie Cooper. You might recognise me from BBC Show This Country, but I'm here to tell you how much I love Mundial magazine. For me, it's the fanzine of football, documenting the best of football culture forever. I'm very proud to admit I've been a long-term subscriber of Mundial for years now. But if you subscribe, you don't just get the magazine, right? You get loads of other perks, too many to mention, in fact. So join Club Mundial at mundialmag.com.
Ins and outs, outs and ins. I've got 3, and Dragon Balls.
Oh yes.
It's a shame James isn't here because he finds this very
loved
funny.
it, didn't he?
Does, yeah. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast before. I've definitely put it in the newsletter, and I may have put it. I've talked about it everywhere I can. But if you go onto Old Compton Street in Soho, like you can't really see much of the old Soho anymore. There's sex shops and stuff around, but like there's a shop called the Algerian Coffee House, and it's like a dry goods store, right? You go in and buy coffee beans or ground coffee or whatever, and they've got them all behind there, and it smells amazing, but it's a bit fucking ramshackle. And the reason we started going in was because they've brilliantly and brutally undercut every other coffee place in Soho by knocking out great double espressos for $1.50. So that's where we go. Rather than fucking spend $3.50 round the corner for worse coffee.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, fucking times are tough, and they've capitalised right on it. You can get an Americano, and they do a flat white and whatever else. But they'll glare at you for using card. But the staff, you talk about being out of central casting, the staff are amazing.
They're great, aren't they?
There's a different person comes out that back room every day, and one will glare at you, and they're just...
They're like elves, aren't they? They're always packing something in the back.
Just a really vibrant, diverse cast of people bouncing around that shop. Some are grumpy, some are funny, some aren't arsed, some are like, and there's a different one in there every fucking time. Yeah. They're all coming out. I reckon you hung around long enough, you could buy a fucking anaconda. It's one of them places.
I prefer that though.
It's amazing, but
2 polished customers.
Yeah, it's amazing. But so I've started buying coffee from there rather than just getting an espresso. I started buying more coffee, and so I went in and I knew I was going to get an espresso, and I knew I was going to get something for a cafetiere. So I sort of had a rough idea what I was going to get. There was this bloke in front of me, as Seb described it. It looked like an editor or a colourist who spends 18 hours a day in a room in Soho staring at a computer. And I heard him say, and 500 grams of the Vietnamese Dragon Balls, please. And him and Birdo were off in a different queue, getting the coffees and the chocolate. And we'd taken James out for a goodbye lunch because he's obviously moved to Italy now. Although he'd be back, but maybe. And I said, "Excuse me, mate. Sorry, what have you just ordered?" And he went, "Dragon Balls." And I said, "What are them?" And he went, "It's that really strong Vietnamese coffee." I was like, "Oh, what? They're using the drip?" And he was like, And then it threw him. And then this old Irish lady behind the counter went, "It's 100% Robusta. Knock your fucking socks off."
It was brilliant.
And I went, "But because it's a Robusta, you know when you get the amazing crema on an espresso?
Yeah.
It's like that on fucking steroids. It's fucking incredible. I've one of them in the morning. I mean, it's just coffee. It's like nothing insane.
Nothing's gonna,
But yeah, Vietnamese Dragon Balls for the win.
Yeah,
good. I'm so glad that it worked out because honestly, it was a great conversation.
I'm gonna get some of them.
Hang on a minute, Seb, in. Everything all right?
Yeah, fun. Well, this week, the week that this podcast is released is the start of the WSL.
Yeah.
And we have got a fancy league. Well, there's a fancy WSL this season. There was one last season, but it wasn't. They've revamped it. It's amazing. We've got a Mundial league, so please join.
Hang on a minute. You've said some awful things about people who play fantasy football in the past.
I have.
Like really bad.
But so I tell you why this is different.
Because you get brownie points. Because you get brownie points because it's women's.
No. No. That's
what it is.
It's not relentless. There's only 12 teams in the league, isn't there? So it's not like relentless.
12 teams in what league?
In the WSL.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with your team only ever has 11 players in it?
No. But there's only like 20 odd weeks you've got to do it, is what I mean. Play it.
Yeah.
That's only you concentrate. Short attention span. It's a lot.
20
shorter.
weeks.
Yeah.
That's not short.
Yeah. Shortish. Shorter.
Yeah.
I think what you've just told me there is bullshit, and those aren't your reasons for doing it. So what are your actual reasons for doing it? It's not because it's shorter.
No, it genuinely is because I don't keep up. I've already not kept up with the Premier League one.
Oh, so you did a Premier League one as well?
I did one because Ava wanted to do one. And Ava wants to do one. So I said,
that's fine. If it's just something to do with your daughter, that's great. Well, don't try and fucking give us the flannel.
That's not flannel, it's true.
You said, I think of all the things you've said bad stuff about in the time I've known you.
Yeah.
Fantasy
I
football is second to only Milton Keynes Don.
Yeah, probably fair enough. No,
maybe third. Birdo, Milton Keynes Don. I'm going to put it in.
Because we can all evolve.
I'm going to monitor this. Yeah, we can all evolve.
Let's keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye on it.
I want other people to join.
There's been times in your past when you've made fairly bold claims about change and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see if this ends up on the cutting room floor with them, shall we?
Very good, very good.
We've got them all on record.
Tommy's in is a bit of a collaboration between me and him because he had put in
Yes.
Puma Kings.
Yeah.
And for I was going to put in Wayne Rooney and Puma Kings, so it seemed that we should do.
Great, yeah.
So, but I've really taken over your in, so I'm going to let you talk.
Well, no,
about
it's
it.
fine because the reason...
That's why you bought the Puma Kings.
Exactly.
I thought so.
Yeah. And I found out as well that he didn't have any boots with him that day. Someone told me he went to Sports Direct like just before the...
And bought some Puma King tops.
Bought some Puma Kings.
Yeah,
so he's gone to the shop and he's thought...
That can't be true.
Yeah, it can.
He's gone to the shop and he's thought, what boots? And I went to the
If it
probably
is
the same
true.
Sports Direct, the nearest one to Old Trafford, and they have a big display of Puma Kings, which all say £90 down from 120. So I reckon Wayne Rooney, the millionaire, has gone in there like I have and thought, fucking hell.
Yeah, but they're the Puma King top, we should say. They're the
Sorry,
they're
yes.
the OG nuns, well, not the new Kings, and there's nothing wrong with the new Kings, but
No.
they're the Puma King top, and he's just...
Yes.
There's been quite a lot of meanness about
Yes.
Rooney's appearance in
Yes, I
not
agree.
appearance, but how he looked. Well, yeah, his appearance in the Man United shirt and in his Puma King top. And yes, he looks like Henry VIII.
Yeah, it does, yeah. It's
But
Yeah.
the smile on his face.
yeah,
And the free kick he fucking scored.
the free kick's ridiculous.
All of it.
And
I
I
think
did.
it's just another vote for the
People
Wayne
were-
Rooney fan club.
Well, there was some tweets going
We've
around.
seen people putting those pictures though. There's that meme going around. It's Ronaldo
Him
and
next to
Rooney.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, but hit them next to each other on the pitch, 18 and 19,
Oh, no.
like
Yes.
holding each other, and then them next to each other now.
Yes.
And admittedly, next to Ronaldo,
Well,
they look like different species.
I did a tweet from the Mundial account, something along the lines, because this was going round. Well, no, honestly, it's fine. I did a tweet along the lines of...
Wood.
I did a tweet along the lines of...
But who would you prefer to cuddle more?
Wayne Rooney retired from football however many years ago, yet he's somehow scored a free kick more recently than Cristiano Ronaldo, which
is
did
good.
very well. It did very
mean,
It
that's
got
good.
a lot of likes and
That's good.
retweets.
8 likes.
No, about 200, 300.
Yeah. Oh, right.
And I'll
In
tell
this
you
day
what,
and age.
on X.
On
In
X.
this day and age.
Yeah.
What
He
are you
did-
meant to call a tweet now on X?
I'd still say
No, but what is the actual?
No, I don't.
Don't know.
Yeah.
There's no lingua franca for it.
An X? X.
It did say also hashtag please vote for Trump in November, so that might explain the retweet.
Big Elon, get him on
No,
side.
So yeah, Wayne Rooney and Puma Kings.
I love it.
We're all in. In out. My out. Very quick one. I walked to work this morning, and I nearly, like it was fucking 1820. I nearly trod in a giant pile of horse shit.
I wondered where this is coming from. But it was this morning.
Like it was 1820.
I couldn't fucking believe it. There I was. I decided to walk to the train station. It was a nice enough morning. Don't know what I had in my headphones, but I was fucking blissed to be alive.
Yeah.
And fuck me, I looked at the last minute and just managed to like do a comedy, like jump over the top of it. Big pile of
Huge.
fucking big dollar. What a horse shit.
Always
That's
huge.
fucking hilarious.
Fucking bad. So horse shit is out.
Yeah, fair play.
Tommy.
Goalkeeping errors, just because I'm not going to brag too much, but I don't make many. I've not made many.
Yeah, but you only play in child's goals.
Three quarter. No, it's bigger now. 3/4.
They're not full size though, are they?
They're not full size. No,
If you were
but when
fuck me.
I did not.
but
You can't even kick it over head height in the football you play.
yes, you
Fuck
can.
me.
Anyway,
Double, bit twice.
well, even our league, it's too horrible. Teams are getting banned left, right, and centre for fucking cracking people's heads open.
Our team called Murder FC's kicking off.
Well, the lad who called it that, he's left. He's
Is
left
it-
the group chat. He's our best player.
Oh, okay. All right.
And-
he's not on a bid, is he?
Hey,
He's not doing 10 to 12.
anyway, I made a fuck up, and
What did you do?
kind of a shot that was going top corner, not top corner, slowly, and I went to just sort of palm it over or half catch, caught between two minds. Wasn't in a great frame of mind before the game, and just straight into my goal. And then there's some fucking big lad behind who's not even playing. He's just there watching every single Sevens game that night. He goes, "Unlucky keeper." And then every time I made a save,
You're in Manchester against Seb.
every time I made a save,
nice bloke trying to G you up.
no, every time I made a fucking save, he's going, "Played keeper." He's like, "Next time, keeper." Oh, fucking hell. It ruined my evening.
Just seems a lover of the game, just enjoying himself. And you've taken exception to him.
Anyway, it's very embarrassing making a mistake.
I took a great catch at cricket on Saturday, actually.
Football, innit?
Oh, did you?
Which someone said, you made that look very difficult.
You made it look difficult.
Yeah, but I'll tell you why. But I had to run backwards up a hill.
Oof.
And it was into the sun.
Yeah.
And the square leg umpire laughed afterwards and said, I heard what you said as you jumped. I went, oh, fuck me, you cunt. That's right into the sun.
What, you said that as you were running?
Yeah, I went, oh, fuck me, you cunt. That's gone right into the sun. Fuck me, you cunt. That's right into the sun.
Cricket's tough. Cricket's a tougher sport than football.
Ouchie. Yeah, it is, yeah.
100%.
Cricket
100%.
Oh, God, that's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Someone's chucking a rock at you to play it, I mean. I admire the skill for it, don't get me wrong.
I thought you'd gone into American parlance then. Pass me the rock.
Still can.
Like Partridge. What's it called?
Talk.
Alan Partridge.
When he's doing that.
When he's
doing the talk club, the talk ball.
When he's chucking it around with the kids.
Catch the ball first, and then
And then I took an ecstasy pellet. The street value of £120, but because I made friends with them, they gave it me for 80. Yeah. And then it just got, where are we going now?
Yeah, it's very good, and not a lot, I don't think it's been that widely seen.
No, I don't think
it's fucking brilliant.
I think it's his best work as Partridge.
Oh, I don't know.
I prefer it to Alan Partridge. Scissored Island.
What about Know Me, Knowing You, though?
Great, love it, but I think the progression of the character and his references to the past and how tragic it's got.
Knowing me, knowing you.
Aha!
On to you, Seb. Outs.
The We Buy Any Car advert.
I mean, it seems strange now to put them in outs.
No,
what's
maybe because I've been watching a bit more
TV,
a bit more EPL.
Fucking hell.
No,
a bit more.
It's obviously they sponsor the Sky Sports coverage, don't they? And it's just like, oh, come on, you must have had a.
Is it still?
They've really phoned it in. They've got Michael Richards. Let's just fucking have him cackling away. And I like Michael Richards, fair enough. But
he's dancing on him, isn't he?
Yes, and it's like yeah.
I'm beautiful.
And it's not
we
even
buy
done,
any car.
Yeah. There you. It's not even done in a fun or an ironic way. It's actually just.
He's just dancing like that. And
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
You got someone like him, and it's just like, oh, you've seen the amount of work that goes into campaigns and it's just so farted out. Second time I've used that today. But yeah.
Well, you've got IBS, haven't you? This has been Reminding You Why You Love Football. That's out, by the way. I've been Owen Blackhurst. He's been Seb White. He's been Tommy Stewart. Recorded at Spiritland, as ever. Had a lovely day. We've got a new issue out, as we spoke about before. Please buy it. Please leave us a review and share this podcast with your friends so more people can be reminded why they love football. See you next week. Reminding You Why You Love Football is a Mundial and Football co-production. Produced by Tommy Stewart and Seb White, hosted by me, Owen Blackhurst, and recorded on the run.